So we've all heard about these dating apps. Bumble. Apparently, this guy who was one of the people who stormed at the U.S. Capitol some time ago in January. Apparently, he had not an ad. He had a dating profile on Bumble, and he put in his profile, "quote I did storm the Capitol, and I made it all the way to Statuary Hall." That's what he put on his Bumble profile, and a woman who was surfing through the profiles replied back that we are not a match, but promptly contacted the FBI. He was arrested. He was arrested Thursday.
And now, a whole new way to watch radio. The Dennis George Show. Here's your host, Dennis George.
Yeah, true story. So if you're going to brag, I mean, you know, some guys brag about how big it is, and some guys brag about, like, what they do for a job or how many women they have or whatever. This guy, nope, he decided to brag that he stormed the Capitol, and yeah, so he's been arrested on Thursday. He's a keeper, girls.
He's a Bumble match with the FBI.
He's a Bumble match with the FBI. Yeah. So they picked him up and asked for a date, and he's gonna have a hot time in prison. So there you go. Maybe that's one way.
Do they have Bumble for prison? Is there Bumble in prison, or is there just the shower?
That's not a bad idea. Like, you could create an app. Oh.
Wow, that was quick.
Mitch is here.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Mitch. That's great. We should create an app for prisoners. That's fantastic.
What is up, people? I just don't
here.
know why he wants to show so much of his crazy right out the gate.
Right. No, it's okay. It's fine.
Well, I mean, that's not bad, because I mean, just lay it all out there, all right? I mean, show them you're crazy before you waste your time, pay money, and go on a date.
It's true.
You want to be dating a person with the same political, bent that you have.
Debbie's here. That's not a bad idea. Like, I mean, it's good to put it out there, right? Because then you make sure that the person you're matched with is as crazy as you are.
Mm-hmm,
I think this is why we've seen the rise of the Karens, all right? They're single, they're thirsty, and they're looking for something, but they don't want to waste their time because they got kids, and they just want to lay it all out there.
Right.
It might not be good to put illegal crazy out.
Denny G is
That
here.
might be a bad choice.
Yeah, but think about it. If you had cell personals, for people who are in prison.
I just robbed the bank looking for somebody to partner with.
Even
that buzzer clearly needs to have better meaning, Debbie.
No,
that's great.
No, we are not going down that path. Move along.
Well, come on, Debbie.
Good.
Where's your sense of adventure?
Almighty.
Yeah.
No. No.
I'm just trying to think of a test group that we would use once we develop this app.
Yeah. This could be good. This could be good.
So help me, Lord. I will drive over to your house.
She does
Hi,
know
everybody.
where you
I'm
live.
doing good.
Wait, which one? Wait, I need to be clear. Which one are you threatening?
Yes. The answer is yes.
Gotcha.
Cheers
Okay,
to
so have you guys seen the new movie?
You have to introduce Denny G.
I did. Yeah, I did.
Megan,
Oh.
I said hello.
No, but I did.
Oh, hi.
I did that.
Hi.
Just for you. We'll do it again.
I talked over everybody. It's good.
He talked right over it. He was already commenting.
Yep.
It's fine. Hey, have you guys seen the new movie Stowaway? Have you seen that movie yet?
No.
No.
All right, so
What is that?
I don't want to be a spoiler, so I'm not gonna ruin all of it.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Clearly, the movie's called Stowaway. So, I mean, you could sort of infer from that, kind of from the title alone. So I'm not going to give that part. I'm not ruining.
But it's not on a boat. Just so y'all
it
know.
on a
Not
plane?
on a boat.
Oh.
No, it's on a spaceship, and they're on their way to Mars. This is not a secret. They established that in the first minute of the movie.
Oh, okay.
So they're on their way to Mars.
Bad choice.
It's a 2-year mission to Mars. And here's the problem I had with the movie. So
just a movie.
No, but just hold on, Denny G. Just listen to me for a second. If the premise is so whacked, I couldn't get past it. So there's a stowaway on the spaceship, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And he's damaged a device that's critical for their oxygen supply.
Carbon
So,
dioxide scrubber.
yeah. Debbie, our NASA expert.
I saw that in a preview, so I just knew what it was.
Debbie, our NASA expert has chimed in now, which is fine. So they've damaged a critical component on a 2-year mission, literally one day into the mission after literally launching. And so they spend all this time trying to figure this out on their way while they're hurling towards Mars. And the problem I have is,
Or so they hope they're still going towards Mars.
no, they are. I mean, they established that in the movie. The problem is, why don't they just stop and turn around? Like, okay, you're
Doesn't work that way.
How does it not work that way?
Because you can't just like hit the brakes. All right, in space, you need like
You need to slingshot around
Yeah.
another planet.
Clearly, you should go back and watch Gravity to understand this.
yeah.
If you're
I
worried
think-
about primitive snakes on a plane.
Wait, I think we
Come on.
probably need to back up and revisit the fact that Dennis also has an issue with how the universe actually works.
Yes.
No, that's
and
not
how
fair.
planets and
That's
the
not fair.
sun-
Gravity.
and I'm
He doesn't
saying-
understand gravity and how
Come on.
outer
I'm
space works.
saying-
Come on,
Wait,
it's a
no,
two-
let me finish my
Right.
thought. Dennis, let me finish
Yes.
my thought.
All right.
So because we have that basic, we haven't established that basic understanding with him, the thought of just stopping a spaceship like that, he's probably equating it to like a car.
Right.
You just make a St. Louis, what we like to call a St. Louis Yui. You can't do
Right.
it like that. That's not.
There's
how
no
these things
signs.
function.
You just don't know when to do a U-turn
If
out
they're
there.
headed that way for 2 years, only one day into the mission, it makes no sense. They have enough fuel to get to Mars, and then, by the way, come back. So it makes no sense to me. Just
They don't burn fuel all the way.
no, but turn
Where do you
around
go?
or do a little burst or whatever you got to do to turn.
Could the Enterprise turn around? Could it turn around? I don't know.
Oh, Captain, they would just beam back down to Earth. That's a good point, Denny G. They should have just beamed back to Earth. See, this is why this is all flawed. I'm just. You're right,
Dennis,
Denny G.
Dennis.
You're completely right. What?
Dennis,
Yeah.
Dennis, you also need to understand that these are also very expensive missions. So they don't want to just abandon
Right.
the mission because there's a lot of planning and a lot of things that go into these things. So they wouldn't necessarily just want to, like
Turn
you say,
around.
turn around and
Right.
go
Just
back.
a movie.
They do discuss the fact that what are they, one life versus the mission. There is that discussion, or 2 lives versus the mission. I don't want to destroy the plot for all of you on this incredibly realistic movie as they hurl themselves towards
Well, I
Mars.
mean, it does sound better than Gravity.
Absolutely, it is.
I know you all don't like Gravity. Listen, I want you all to write me about
Well, I mean,
Gravity.
after your little statement about why don't they just turn around, clearly you don't like Gravity either.
Right.
Just saying.
King Kong versus Godzilla is pretty realistic, though.
Oh my God, yeah. And Mortal Kombat.
Did you
It
like
was
that?
so
Nick?
good.
It
Did
was
you like it?
it was definitely better than the other 2 that have come before it. All right. The first 7
Okay.
minutes, I was watching it. I'm like, yes, let's go. Come on.
Yeah.
And then it kind of settled down.
The coolest part of the show is it's so less campy, and they give a good plot to it. So as much as I liked the first one for its campiness and as cool as it was relatable to the game, this one is more just a good movie.
Is that available on a streaming service?
HBO.
Yeah.
HBO? HBO
Uh-huh.
Max or just HBO?
Max,
HBO Max
Yeah, the Max.
the Max.
came out Friday. I watched it Friday night as well, so I was curious. I was waiting for
And
somebody
your
Yeah.
else, but I
assessment of
knew
that?
to watch it as well.
Debbie, your
Pardon me?
assessment of it? Your assessment of it?
I was not. I didn't actually play the game very much, so I'm not as affluent in the characters. I mean, I recognize some of the names
Right.
and stuff, but I usually watch those kinds of movies, especially when I'm not super familiar with the rest of it, for the action, because I love those types of
The ninja
so I
fighting
thought those
scenes.
were
Yeah.
really-
You never gave an assessment.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Crouching
Was it-
Tiger, Hidden Dragon is
Was it
just
good or
amazing.
not?
But yeah, I thought the fight scenes were well done. I thought the fight scenes were well done. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I did, but like Mitch said, there were moments where it was
And Mortal Kombat's a
a little.
cartoon.
A video
No, it's
game.
live action.
It's a video game.
It was based off a video game.
You have not played it, Dennis.
No.
Mortal.
Get over here!
Let's fight.
Finish him!
That line wasn't in the movie. I really thought that was going to be in the movie.
No, it was.
Finish him?
I think it was. Didn't the big bad guy
Yes.
say it at one point?
Yeah, I think he did at
to
one
the
point.
people? I think at one point he told them finish.
Or he said, flawless death,
It was
which was
flawless
the
victory.
flawless victory.
Flawless victory. That's the well, I don't want to give away any spoilers. I remember when
Yeah,
that was
And
said. Yeah.
fatality wasn't used either.
No, fatality was not used.
And I'm assuming if I played the game, I would know what all this meant.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're all sort of like catchphrases that come up when certain things happen in the video game. So
I tried one of those fight video games one time, and they have an instructor. So I fired on my instructor because I was so frustrated, and I got annihilated, and that's the last time I played it.
and they tend to not like it when you fire on the instructor.
No,
I mean,
it did not at all.
Well, we've got a great show for you all. Our top 10 list coming up is this week is all about Craigslist misconnections, which there are some really interesting folks out there who are looking for love. So Debbie's
In
got
all the wrong places.
some of the wrong places for sure.
Any of them in prison?
wait for it.
Wait for it.
Wait for it. Do
Wait for
not
it.
jump ahead.
What did you say, Mitch?
Are any of them in prison?
Oh my
I'm
Jesus!
just still thinking about the app that we're going to develop for the prisoners.
No.
No.
I said no.
And
You
then
can't tell me what to do. You're not my real mom.
right after the break, we're gonna do some weird people where Dead's dad's ashes bowls a perfect game. So stick around for that. It's gonna be exciting.
Got it.
The Dennis George Show continues after this.
Our fellow Americans.
Right now, the COVID-19 vaccines are available to millions of Americans.
And soon, they will be available to everyone.
The science is clear. These vaccines will protect you and those you love from this dangerous and deadly disease.
They could save your life.
So we urge you to get vaccinated when it's available to you.
That's the first step to ending the pandemic and moving our country forward. It's up to you.
It's up to you.
The views expressed on Dennis George Show
are not our own or anyone else's.
Listen at your own risk, and we cannot be held responsible for your ears burning, bleeding, or ringing, or the blurred eyesight.
Some things you will not be able to unhear or unsee, and for that,
You are warned.
Do not try anything we suggest or talk about at home, work, or in your car.
A reminder, there are no rules, and our show is intended for mature audience only.
or at a minimum,
Those over your state's or country's legal age of consent.
Any experiments
Jobs, skills, or sexual positions suggested
and or recommended
are for comedy purposes only and should not be tried without supervision.
or a spotter.
safety word or phrase,
is recommended in advance of trying anything
Any
new.
medical advice
or comments that seem like medical advice,
should be reviewed with your own doctor.
or at least
Check it on Google like we did.
Thank you,
and good luck.
And now, back to the Dennis George Show.
And we're back. Yep. Thank you all for listening and watching as well. We, of course, want to remind you that we're available, if you watch us on YouTube, we're available everywhere. Debbie, I like it when you say it. Debbie goes, everywhere. Wherever you can get your wherever you can get your podcasts. And if you're listening to us on a podcast, thank you very much. You can also watch us on our YouTube channel, which is Dennis George Show. And of course, follow us on Twitter as well as Facebook. So we're a bunch of places.
We're everywhere.
Everywhere. An
We're
Illinois
like
man.
Visa.
That's right. Some weird people news for you. An Illinois man has paid tribute to his deceased father by bowling a perfect 300 game using a bowling ball that contained his ashes. So apparently his dad was a big bowler, but his dad was very popular bowling, but he never bowled a perfect game in his lifetime. So this bowler filled I guess you can bowl with multiple fingers. I guess that's the way it works. And
Have you never been bowling before?
yeah, I have. But you in this
No, you
So-
do it with your teeth.
Yeah, you put your finger.
have found more success launching the ball like this. I'm not gonna lie. So, but apparently you can do 2-finger bowling or 3-finger bowling, which is standard. So in 2-finger bowling, he filled one of the fingers, the thumb finger, with his dad's ashes.
Oh.
Now, when you say 2-finger or 3-finger bowling, I have some questions.
Oh my.
This is
God help
fantastic.
us. Debbie,
Go Sam.
get your hand
I mean,
ready.
go Mitch.
Is this like the 3-finger bowling?
No, it's just 2 fingers and a thumb.
2 fingers and a thumb, which that's
So like a claw.
Your index.
You
Yeah,
you
like
do
a
not put him
claw.
in there like this.
Most people
like
those
bowl-
3.
Most people bowl with their middle finger, their ring finger, and then the thumb. But you
So
can also
it
bowl with
goes
your
in
This
like-
is
index
not the
finger,
rabbit,
middle finger, and
Mitch.
the
This
thumb.
is not the rabbit.
I think it's these 3.
It's the middle
Yeah, you
two.
can use the
I used to
and a
bowl
thumb.
and the thumb.
Mhm.
yeah. Most
Which is
people-
also a finger.
Because then you could balance.
It's
So let me
pickleball.
repeat. Most people use their middle finger and ring finger and then the
Yes.
thumb. Those are your 3 normal holes in a bowling ball.
Right.
You can also use your index finger, middle finger, and thumb. Those are the usual
Yeah.
ways to bowl.
thinking about. Never
But
mind.
there are
And
2-finger.
typically,
2-finger
typically,
bowls.
whenever
Yes,
you
there
have
are
a
2-finger
2-finger bowler,
bowlers.
they usually put their 2 fingers in there. Their
And they just don't put their
and
thumb
they
in
don't
the-
put their thumb
Stop
in.
it, Dennis.
Right.
Stop it right now. Stop it, Dennis.
See, that's the way I bowl. I use 2 fingers because like my thumb is double jointed, and so like when I bowl, my thumb will actually stay in there, and it'll just like bend backwards and
That
hurt like a
hurts,
mother
You're
yeah.
sucker.
actually supposed to get good suction in the thumb hole, and there should be almost a pop whenever you release.
Can we talk about the suction?
Quit
for a minute?
talking like that.
We talk about the double
I'm
joint
talking
thumb.
bowling.
Get your minds out of the gutter, boys. Bowling.
Bum ching gutter.
And put your balls in the gutter instead.
Right.
We're gonna apologize to bowling.
Is that called teabagging? I want to know when you're using double jointed thumb. When you use your double jointed thumb, is that useful?
No, it's painful.
Ooh, really?
Because
'Cause
his
it
thumb
stays-
gets caught
it
in the
stays
thumb
in the
hole.
ball.
That means your thumb hole needs to be a little bit bigger.
Right. Or you need to
Okay.
use more powder or
What about a
chalk
little
or whatever they
Astroglide?
use.
Find a
Chalk.
bigger hole.
The powder set, it depends on the powder. Some powder is for slip and some powder is for grit.
I knew that we could take a perfectly normal story about
Now-
bowling.
Can I ask you a question? If I needed the powder, could I just use Dad's ashes?
Hey,
No.
that's not.
I
a
mean, I
bad
guess if you
No,
want to put
'cause
your
the ash-
finger
the
in your
ash-
dad,
The ashes aren't really ashes. The ashes aren't
Mitchell.
ashes.
I mean, Sam.
They call them ashes, but they're not. They're ground up bone, man. They're very. They're not ashes.
Actually,
No.
Dad's
Gritty,
looking for
very
her car
gritty.
keys right now.
They're very
Yeah.
gritty.
Wow, we went to a really dark
De-
place. Can we move on to some? Or
whoa, I have one
here?
question. Denny G, whose ashes have you played with to know
No,
this?
no, no.
So
No, no.
my brother, I will tell you a story about ashes. My brother
Yes,
was
please.
cremated and he loved gambling. And so we went on a gamble. He wanted his ashes spread, in a gambling, on a gamble somewhere on a river, a gambling boat river.
Right.
And so we're on a second deck of a gambling boat and we threw the ashes. My mom's there. My wife's there. We throw the ashes off the edge and all of a sudden you see people down below going, and we said, there goes Michael again with another strange woman. Yeah.
OMG.
Yeah. So I've done it down in Florida. My mom's.
I want to
ashes,
hang out with you more.
Note, I'm not gonna ask Denny G to spread my ashes anyway.
But I'll do it wherever you want.
You're off the list. You're off the list, Denny G.
Fantastic.
On the
Do,
top deck of a
Debbie-
cruise ship.
Debbie, do you want to be put in the ground or do you want ashes?
No, I will be cremated.
You will be or won't be
Yes, will be
cremated. And what do you want done with your ashes
My ashes will go on our family farm.
on your family farm? Like riding the tractor or like what
No,
is
no,
that?
no, no, no. We actually have a family cemetery on the
Oh,
property.
nice. Mhm.
Gotcha.
That's the
My body
because
goes to
it's-
science.
yeah. You can't do that anymore. You can't establish a cemetery now. But because ours has been established for such a long period of time, we're still able to bury family members there.
Yeah. Denny G's going to science.
Yeah,
Sam, what are you
both
doing?
sides. It's not an
I would-
organ donor, by the way. That's a whole body donor.
right.
Right.
Can't do both.
I would prefer to be cremated and then have like a tree like planted and put into the ground.
You can actually do that now, Sam, where
Right.
they put your body basically in a
Yeah, they
something,
freeze dry
and
your
then a
body
tree
and like
grows out
shape
of
it into an egg again. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'd prefer the
That's actually
cremation part.
out there now.
Right.
Make it easy on somebody and way less expensive than the way they make you pay for that process.
Well, the easiest way is donate your body, because then all you got to do is pay for an ambulance ride to get them to the place you donated your body, and that's it. You're done.
Not if you have a
Right.
friend drop you off.
I think you have to have somebody rule your death.
Yeah.
You can't
Oh.
just have to be like a coroner or somebody.
Dang it! I thought there was a
Full of science, so
I'm
here
gonna-
he is.
I'm gonna drop Sam off and watch
Yeah, or
you.
a doctor, or
Right.
some doctor has to rule you. You know, somebody
He's
got to
dead.
pronounce you dead.
He's
Right?
still
Yeah.
twitching. It's fine.
Gotta go through the normal process,
Yeah,
Dennis.
you-
We can't just
Okay.
throw your body out the
You know, out the
door.
doors you drive by. No, you can't do that.
A dump and run.
Lord have mercy.
It's fine.
I want to be shot out of a cannon.
Okay.
What?
Your corpse or your ashes?
Are you a little worried about where you land? I mean,
Not really. I'll be dead.
Or yeah, like Denny G asked, are we talking whole body or are we talking
Right.
just your ass?
Oh, whole body.
No, Mitchell, I know what you should do. I know what you should do. Wait. I
Drop me out of an
know.
airplane.
Because I know how much because I know how much you love fireworks. You need to be cremated and then put your ashes inside
Debbie,
the
that's
firework and then-
genius.
and then Mitch can rain down over everyone in the 4th of July celebration.
I
It's
like
a
it.
celebration of life.
He's everywhere.
Baby,
Mhm. Call it the Mitch.
Right.
The Big Bang, Mitch.
The Big Bang.
I know
Yeah,
we can
the
come
big
up
bag.
with a really
Yeah.
we can come up with a really classy name here.
So Roomba, this is this automatic cleaning vacuum that will on its own clean your house for you, and you can set a schedule or whatever. The police responded to a report of an intruder at a California home. They broke down the front door and stormed the house because the woman who was in there, Yana Snyder, said that she and her 2-year-old daughter were sleeping, and she was wakened by a sound in the middle of the night. And so they hid in their master bedroom closet in fear for their life, telling the police that intruders had broken in. So as the police responded and knocked down the door and made a whole big old deal, and of course, she heard everyone was laughing, and it was the Roomba. So apparently, the Roomba was set to come on.
I
in the
don't think
middle
we
of the
can
night.
make too much fun of this, Dennis, because I really think this is something you would do.
This story is based in very real life facts for me. I was house sitting for some friends, and their Roombas were programmed to come on at same thing
2
like
a.m.
2 a.m. and scared the bejesus out of me. Absolutely convinced that. By the way, they have dogs as well. So I woke up in a panic, and the dogs sensed my panic, and so they started barking, which made me panic even more because
my
now I'm
Jesus.
convinced that there is someone in the house. And so they're barking. I'm getting all concerned,
You're barking.
and I'm trying to get them, trying to get the dogs to be quiet so I can listen to what's going on. And then it dawned on me what it was, that it was the Roomba. So you want to be aware of, if you're staying at someone's house and they have a Roomba, you want to be aware of those things. The other thing
Give it a
is,
shot at.
The trouble that you
That's
have
right.
in my house while you house sit for me, Dennis, is
Yeah.
awesome. All right.
it's fine. I seem to always have things go wrong when I house sit.
Like apparently the walls move on you.
Yeah, you definitely have to.
It's always something.
With Roombas, if you do a night schedule, they don't do the best of job of keeping the doors closed or open. Sometimes they'll close theirself into a room, and if it's a small room, like a little bathroom, it will bounce around constantly, and it will wake you up in the middle of the night.
Probably because it's dark.
They can't see where they're going.
Right?
The Roomba gets scared.
See?
Help me! Come help me!
Exactly right. 420 was this past week, which April 20th, 20th of April. So a lot of people celebrate the 420, which also happens to be code for marijuana. How did it
Wait,
get
what were
that?
you talking about?
How did it get that designation? Like, how did 420 become a thing? Like, is 420 like the police code for marijuana?
No. I read that recently, and I can't remember what it was.
It's
but
like a
anyway.
clock.
You're a big help. Thanks.
I don't know.
It has to do with the clock. Like it's where like the hour and the minute hand are both on the same spot, but not noon. Does that make sense?
No.
Oh, I like
don't
that.
think That doesn't sound right.
So,
Sure, but that happens
Okay,
a
I'll
whole
go
lot
with
of
it, though.
times throughout the day.
It happens every day.
5:25.
But a lot of people, if you're a
6:30.
smoker or a toker or edible eater at 420, that's typically start
Or
time.
midnight poker, a stoker, a toker, a midnight poker.
I think that's not quite the words.
Oh,
yeah,
Right.
it's a song kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
a midnight toker
Poker,
is what
not
you're
a
looking
poker.
for,
Poker,
Dennis.
not
Oh,
poker.
oh, good to clear that up.
Are you looking to poke?
Yeah.
Are you just poke happy?
Yep. Demi Lovato, 420 posed with a bong on Instagram.
Who did this?
Demi Lovato.
Demi Lovato, after explaining her decision to be California sober. This is apparently a new term that's been phrased. This was her musical song called California Sober. This is from her album that she released recently. Following her near fatal overdose, by the way, she's decided.
Baby, I'm sorry.
She's decided to make she's made the decision to enjoy alcohol and weed in moderation. She's explained. So on 420, she decided to post a picture of a bong, saying that she's celebrating. Meanwhile, this whole week she's been embroiled in this controversy with this frozen yogurt store. Have you guys been following this deal?
No.
So apparently she'd been struggling with her weight also. And so she went into a small frozen yogurt store, and they had put out in the store, they had some pastry treats, muffins and things like that. And so she said that she was mortified because these were temptations for her because she couldn't lose weight.
That's why they do it.
She left the store upset, and so she blasted on her Instagram account that this frozen yogurt store was inappropriate. They shouldn't put stuff out there like that. And so it caused the store to get thousands of people to write and call the store and threaten the store, and so it's been this big thing. So then she apologized on Instagram, saying that she's sorry, she didn't mean to, cause a small business to have trouble. However, they still
But she's not sorry.
Right. However, she's not really sorry.
Right.
She then went on to continue to rail on them about it.
She
So
stop the alcohol.
right.
When did Demi turn into a Karen? All right.
Right. Exactly.
Wait, so let me ask this question. Does she not put any toppings on her frozen yogurt? Because none of the toppings they have basically for the
Right.
frozen yogurt are healthy to begin with.
Right.
Yeah.
But she's going to complain about them having muffins.
And
or
by the
whatever
way,
else they have.
Frozen. I looked into it. Frozen yogurt is not healthy. Let's just be clear. So it's not that. Yes. Look, if you're going to go get 5 scoops of Ben and Jerry's, this is better for you. Okay. But frozen yogurt in general is not a healthy. It has loads of sugar in it. It's not
a healthier
in
ice
general.
cream.
In general, keep
Yes.
that in mind. You can take, because I take sometimes just plain old yogurt and stick it in the freezer and eat it like that.
That's right. Yeah.
It's a healthier option if you want to do a frozen dairy treat, but it's still
Absolutely
not
true. Yeah.
healthy.
Right. It's a
Not like eating
healthier
raw
alternative.
vegetables or fruit.
Read the grams of sugar.
Yeah. Exactly. Right. So
Seriously, she's going to complain about it. Does she not put toppings on her yogurt, for God's sake?
No,
Right.
she's
She's-
complaining about the fact she has no self-control.
Yeah.
exactly
That's
blaming
really
it,
what it is.
Complaint
blaming
is.
it on a little
Mhm.
store,
Right.
which is crazy. But anyway, Demi Lovato, I think she's borderline going crazy. That's just my thing.
I think she's past
No,
borderline.
she's
All right.
borderline.
That line is behind her.
Yeah, you don't think so, Denny G?
No.
Oh,
She just
no.
got
Fine.
she got abuse problems, and at least stay away from the hard drugs and you do marijuana, maybe a little bit of alcohol. Okay.
See, my
I read
concern
that.
with
It's
that
fine.
is my concern with that is she went totally to the edge with that before, because it wasn't
Yeah.
just the hard stuff she was doing. She was doing everything.
Right.
She had multiple heart attacks. I mean, it was
Yeah.
horrible.
Oh,
So I'm super
I
concerned with
understand.
her saying that she's going to do this, but I'm not sure that she has the self-control to do it. And
Yeah.
I think she's
Yeah.
a fantastically talented artist.
Right.
I hope she can do that, but that's just
Right.
a huge concern with as far as it went. So
Yeah.
praying, hoping, praying that
She needs to
has-
tell her followers to leave the yogurt store alone. Is what she needs to do.
most definitely.
They've ganged up on that poor yogurt store, and that's just not right.
She
So
just should not have blasted them. Come on.
no, absolutely not.
Right.
It's completely.
And I mean, if anything, do it at the store. I mean, like that's what I hate about social media these days is that it's so much easier to rip somebody apart. Like
Right.
when you can't see them, when you can do it digitally and not have to see the consequences of your actions.
Hide behind a keyboard.
Did it
Yeah.
affect the store in a negative way?
Yeah, absolutely.
She clearly fired from the hip, and she does need to apologize.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There are a lot of people now after the fact that are coming to the defense of the store and frequenting the
Good.
store, but early on, especially the first couple days, it was the store was inundated with death threats and
Oh.
just
Oh my word!
terrible
But did
phone
that affect
calls, and
did affect their business though?
it did
Yeah.
initially, very badly. So
I mean, you get death threats and still have good business, but well, you can. I mean,
Denny G is putting the positive spin. on
thank you,
getting
Denny G,
death
for
threats.
finding the silver lining in death threats.
nice little turnaround there.
Oh,
Death threats, but
Lord.
you still got a good business.
Where's
So,
the button?
hey.
Right. Debbie's got a fantastic top 10 for us this week. So stick around. This is it's going to be Craigslist misconnections in our effort to really help people find love. This comes from the heart.
Oh, I'm
Our
gonna need to get
show,
supplies for this one.
we really care for you, and we want you to find. And hey, if you hear a misconnection, maybe they're not looking for you, but maybe you'll hear one, and maybe you'll look for them now. So
Maybe you'll be a matchmaker.
that's right. This could work out good for you. So,
are bad.
We'll
be right back.
Find us online at DennisGeorgeShow.com.
Hey there, catch us 24/7 on social media. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Good Pods. On Alexa and Google Assist, say, play Dennis George Show podcast.
Debbie, they're gone again.
I know.
We're like the only ones.
No, they're not.
Oh, Sam snuck back in. It's fantastic. See, we can do this, guys. We like completely hijack the show while they're gone, and they don't know. And the thing is, they don't listen to the show usually, so they don't know that we talk about them. Like we could talk about Mitch and Denny G completely. Listen, tell us what you think about Mitch and Denny G. Write us at podcast@DennisGeorgeShow.com.
Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah, and if you were to go on a date, what would you do to him? Like, give us details. Yeah, this could be fantastic, Debbie. I'm just telling you. And they don't even know that we did a shout out to ask
So much
for it.
content.
That could be our next top 10 list.
Right.
If you have a question or comment, send us an email at podcast@DennisGeorgeShow.com. Or if you're just looking for a date. If we read your question or comment on the show, we'll send you a Dennis George Show t-shirt. That's podcast@DennisGeorgeShow.com. Now back to the show.
And we're back. Remember those emails. Keep them rolling in. Podcast@DennisGeorgeShow.com.
Did you ever get that intern for the t-shirts?
No, haven't done that. I should take intern applications. That's not a bad idea. But
with the application, send pics too.
Send that. Right. Send a picture as well. Because we're not judgy.
With your resume, so we know what you look like.
Yeah, full stats, please. Full stats.
Never mind.
Debbie, top 10. What you got for us?
So, like you said, we're doing Craigslist missed connections.
Okay.
So the first one we have is titled "To the Girl Who Attempted a B&E This Morning." Now
B&E
I
is
don't
what's B&E stand for?
breaking and entering.
Okay.
Now they also have these codes, and I think I know what they mean. Because
Okay.
it says M4W, so I'm assuming it's man for woman.
Yes.
Yes.
The man searching for a woman. So that's woohoo me for figuring that one out. So here's how it goes. Now I'm gonna tell you guys this right now. Please allow me to read and finish the entire thing before you start commenting.
Okay.
On one condition.
What's the
with
condition?
any of these other codes that we have,
Mhm.
Dennis has to tell us what they mean.
After
Okay.
you're done.
Ooh, okay.
Okay. Sadly, I think there's only one other code.
All right.
So
Okay, well, I still made the conditions, so I didn't know, so it's still fine.
yeah, no, okay, sorry. Okay, so here it goes to the girl who attempted a B&E this morning. Hi, I'm the guy whose house you tried to break into this morning around 9:30 a.m. in Moore on Gale Street. Our conversation was short. You only said, oh my gosh, as you saw me staring back at you through the door blinds. Still, I feel like we made a good connection, separated only by inches, the door, and the two locks you were trying to pick. I gave you 15 minutes to make your getaway. You're welcome, by the way. I don't know if you were with a professional crew, but please don't try to break into my house again. I'd hate to shoot your cute freckled face. However, if you're up for a legal encounter, I'm game. You know the one.
How classy of him.
I guess if you're looking for a woman like who's from the other side of the tracks, she's a little rough. She's maybe into rough play. This would be the way to pick them. Someone who's tried to break into her house.
You are making an assumption that she's into
Right.
rough play just because she's trying to break and enter into a house, but that's
Yes.
not necessarily the case.
You're
If
right,
she likes
Debbie.
using foreign objects.
That's a good point. It's a good point. She's got tools.
Yeah.
She's got to go to the bathroom.
I mean, let's play cops and robbers. Dennis, that's what we could call the app.
It's a dress up.
Cops and robbers.
And put me on the dang list.
Fantastic. That's
Put me on the list.
That's fantastic.
Sending me to an early grave by stressing me out over this.
That's a good
All right,
misconnection.
anything else on the
I'm gonna rob the bank.
Stop it. Anything.
Why didn't he just
Any
let her
other
in if he
goals?
thought that was the way that, like, if that's what he wanted?
Yeah, that's true.
I cannot answer that.
Come on in, honey. You can
But
pillage
I guess
me.
maybe.
Right.
Right.
She's
Hold
not.
up this-
She's
But
not
you
going to
went
see
for the
this from
pirate
jail.
term?
Hold up this boudoir.
No, she could see it from jail. That doesn't mean they don't have internet connection.
Yeah.
Right, they do
not on
scams
jail
all
one,
the
I
time.
don't think.
They do
What?
scams all the
Internet
time.
connection in jail.
They do
But he
scams all the
gave
time
her-
from prison.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But he gave her 15 minutes to get away, so she may not have been
Steal
caught.
my virginity.
What?
I don't think we have time to unpack that luggage. At all.
Face.
Are
Move
you
on.
proud of yourself?
Yeah.
Day
It's
drinking.
okay.
And everybody take a drink.
It's fine.
The second one is titled You Saw Me on the Balcony of Our Hotel. It is also an M4W and it says 25. I'm assuming that's his age. And then it's Orlando. So here we go. Well, this is awkward, but I figured I would post it anyways in hopes that you see this because I am sure we are not from the same state/city. Anyways, I had an extra hour in my hotel room to myself. I was extremely horny and kind of feeling adventurous. I decided to go out on the hotel balcony and rub one out in hopes that a woman would see, but pretty sure nobody would. Well, you did see, and I decided not to stop. I would have shown everything, but it looked like you pulled out your camera phone, and I did not want to be one on your camera phone. So I finished quickly, and that was that. I went back out on the balcony after I finished, and you shouted something to me. Let me know what hotel we stayed at and what you shouted at me. I would love to chat.
She shouted, I called the police.
Now,
You
I'm just
shouted
curious
pervert.
if he did this on the balcony, was that kind of like, Danny G, the same scenario that Danny G was talking about with on the riverboat with the ashes? Like, did the people on the balcony below them get a protein shake or?
Oh, Mitchell.
Ew.
Ew.
You were thinking it.
Too far. No, I was not.
I wasn't talking to you, Mom.
I was thinking it, but the point is,
No,
See?
nothing like it.
See?
so I go on quite a few cruises, and they constantly tell you, don't smoke on the balconies. You know, they don't tell you not to do sex on the balconies, but a lot of times,
I'm sorry, to do sex on the balcony,
Do
Right.
sex.
not to do
So-
sex.
but apparently that's a big thing for cruisers, and I've only found that out because I talk to a lot of other people who go on cruises. Like I'll be in the pool swimming and stuff, and I'll hear people talking about their stories about how they went out on the balcony, and I'm thinking to myself, they're not as private as people think they are. Like the balconies are not completely private. People think they are. They're like, oh, no one can see. Yeah, the ship's got cameras all over the place. I'm telling you, the security department's getting all of that.
Sure.
They're welcome.
Right.
Well, I mean, they don't tell you not to do sex on the balcony. So
It's true.
Cruise
No,
ships
they
could
they
make a
like the
lot of
entertainment.
money.
Right.
If the cruise ship started an OnlyFans site, they could make a lot of money.
That's a good point. That's a
And
very
then the
good point.
cruises could be cheaper for everybody else. All right.
Right.
Dennis, there is a business model here. All right?
There
We need to
is.
talk.
You're completely right.
All right.
And you could earn free cruises.
Yeah.
the
I mean,
legal
like it.
ramifications of this business plan
we're in
are
international waters.
massive. Are
We're in international
Yes.
waters.
Yes.
Your company's going to go
No.
bankrupt
No.
We're in
very
international-
quickly.
But I mean, we're doing a service for everybody else. We're lowering the cost of cruises.
That's right.
I'm going back to the legal ramifications of this business
Right.
venture are so massive.
You could
You
add
said
it.
massive
You could
and you
also.
lost me.
You could also add an educational component.
Oh,
No, I'm
An
not even
education
asking.
department.
No, Sam, no, don't do it. Don't do it.
Have you never seen the Kama Sutra?
See? Monuments
That's
from
what we'll
around the
call
world.
channel.
Next.
The next one is Big Knife, Cute Smile. And the code on
Big
this is
knife?
Big Knife, Cute Smile. No, it's not a knife.
Oh.
People. It's not an air quote knife. Wait for it.
Okay.
But the code on this one is W4M. And Dennis, per the stipulations.
Woman for man.
And then it's 24, which again, I'm assuming is the age. And then Clipper Mill. So here it goes. I saw you yesterday as I was walking through Clipper Mill. You were talking to someone in a car, and when you turned around, you had a huge, sharp-looking, I don't know, Bowie knife. You put it away pretty fast. I wouldn't say we had a moment or anything, but I really wanted to stop and ask you about it. So what's with the knife? So let me just say, if I saw somebody with a really big knife out on the street, I'm not sure I'd want to reconnect to find out what the deal was.
Right.
Big
Come over
knife.
and
Like,
stab me, please.
Have you never seen Halloween? I mean, you know that Mike Myers just, walked around with a knife. All right. I mean, would you walk up to him and be like, "Hey, big boy"?
I think we've got a connection.
Right.
except this person put the knife away very quickly, so it doesn't
Yeah.
sound like they meant to do harm at the moment.
Yeah, it's true. Bring your mask when you come over.
They're both
I
just
will
into
sit on it.
knives.
I don't know.
Ew, ouch.
The mask. I said,
The knife? Ouch.
no, the mask. That
I
will hurt.
know.
Ooh. Come on, bamboo torture.
So the next one is Walmart loss prevention. It is also a W4M and in Springfield, Tennessee. A little over a month ago, I was with a friend in Walmart. She was stealing a few things, and you were the loss prevention guy working. When we were walking out of the store, you grabbed me by the arm and asked me to follow you. It was almost like a scene from a romantic movie. Of course, after we got to the room, you knew I had nothing to do with her theft, but you still patted me down. The way you ran your hands all over me to see if I had things hidden under my clothes made me so hot. Well, I may not be able to make it through this one. Well, if I can't make it through this one, there's another one I definitely won't be able to make it through. While we were waiting for the police to show up, I noticed that you were checking me out. Don't worry, I was checking you out too. I know we have a connection. I can feel it. And I can't wait till my friend goes to court because I will be there to judge you. And hopefully we can get together so you can finish that pat down.
And use that baton.
That's fantastic.
I really have no words for that one. I don't know what to say.
That's a new way to start dating. You could get picked up for shoplifting.
The classy
remember,
Walmart connections.
Right, with a friend who shoplifts. Yeah.
Walmart misconnect. Well, let's say we got to make sure that we are clear that this person was not the one stealing. It was her
Right.
Right.
friend. But she got pat down anyway.
Good for
Not the
Apparently that's a
her.
good time.
What romantic movies has this woman been watching where she takes the security guard grabbing her arm and telling
She
her to
thinks
fuck you?
Silence of
50 Shades of Grey.
And she's
How
like,
long has it been since she's been touched that's what makes her hot?
Raising Arizona. Raising Arizona.
Silence of the
Exactly.
Lambs.
True that, Denny G. True that, Denny G. All right. The next one. The next one is titled, and I'm going to work really hard to make it through this whole thing without laughing. I'm sorry I bit your penis. It is M for M, Dennis.
Male for male.
25, and the location is Cracker Barrel bathroom. And the misconnection reads as follows. I swear it was an accident. Like, you're so perfect. I mean, I really am only assuming that you were mad. I don't speak Portuguese. Whatever.
How did you know it was Portuguese?
I don't speak Portuguese. Whatever.
Whatever.
What makes you think she's gonna be reading this then?
That's fantastic.
I'm sorry I bit your penis. I swear it was an accident.
Cracker Barrel.
Like, and then he gets all defensive. I mean, like, he's not even actually having a conversation, but this connection is completely defensive. Like, you're so perfect. I'm sorry, where did that come from? Nobody's saying anything. Oh, okay. I think this one, I'm not gonna lie, is probably my favorite.
Yeah.
And the title is Drunk Girl on My Lawn. It is an M4W.
Man
We've
for
already
woman.
done that one. Man for
Yep.
woman. Modesto, California.
Oh, only the classy people in Modesto.
Oh no, the Florida people are way classier than the California people. But this is my favorite one. So this one's a little long, so let me make it through.
All right.
Where I was just yesterday, I can remember it so clearly. I woke up around 2 a.m. to take a nice fat leap when I noticed your squeaky giggle outside my window. I looked out my window half naked as an odd mix of shock, disgust, pity, and blush washed over me. Not only were you a stunning redhead, just a little shorter than me, with what looked like a curtain and drapery matching combo, but you were also taking a dump and piss on my lawn at the same time. For that, I have to give you props. I don't think I've ever achieved that level of toilet mastery. I immediately came out to see if you were all right or needed a ride home, seeing as this town isn't exactly well suited for what I'm guessing to be an 18 to 21-year-old drunk girl at 2 in the morning. But me coming out in a bathrobe and asking apparently scared you because you started running with a turd still sticking out of your behind. And dove headfirst into my car, leaving a dent in it. I told you to hold on as I was going to shut off the car alarm and get you an ice pack, but I'm not sure if you heard. What I am sure of, though, is that you sat on the trunk of my car smearing poop all over it, took off your shoes.
She needs toilet paper.
Left your half full smeared off bottle and ran like hell. Normally, I wouldn't let a girl poop all over my things and put a dent in my car until we've gotten on a first name basis. But for you, I think we could work it out. You know where I live. First of all,
He wants to get her an ice pack.
First of
He
all,
needs to get her toilet paper.
she hit her head in the car, so that's why you wanted to get her an ice pack. Very
Right.
nice. Yeah, she needs toilet paper too. But here, the first thing I want to say is she was drunk. She might not know where you live.
Right.
Right.
I know. If she's drunk enough to be running down the road with a dingleberry,
Oh
all right, she don't know where she is.
No,
She was shitting and pissing. Oh, apologize.
Ooh!
She was pooping and peeing at the same time in the front yard. Clearly, she has no idea where she's at because she needs to be in a bathroom.
Right.
And apparently she was giggling too, so it was just for poops and giggles.
And Debbie, you also mentioned Debbie. She saved a bottle of vodka.
Yeah, she did. That she did all.
Oh,
Yep.
girl with priorities.
Yep.
Poor
I
her.
just
She hit her head.
I
She
just
really
can't.
may not remember.
Right.
she won't.
She won't.
She won't.
She was drunk.
Oh my lord.
She doesn't remember where
She
you
was
are.
blacked out.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have one more, and it didn't actually have a heading, but the location was listed as Home Alone on the internet, and it goes a little
Does she
something
want to
like
be
this.
robbed and pillaged?
No, wait for it. What is the pillaging? You guys are all pirate term today. What is up with the pillaging? I just
Arr.
gotta
I want to plow your
Arr.
fields under
Arr.
with salt.
All right. So here it goes. Holly, I saw your picture today in the mugshots on the Tribune's website. You look fantastic, especially for a girl who has just been busted for pot. I believe that every girl deserves a second chance, and I want to be the guy who gives it to you. Please write back and let me know when you're free. I'm
Gives
willing
it
to wait
to you.
30 to 60 days if that's what it takes.
What was the last line?
I'm willing to wait 30 to
30
60
to
days
60 days.
if that's what it takes.
Is that like Lent or something?
No, it's
30 to
jail
60
term
days
time
Jail
for
term.
Oh.
possession.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah. It was funny
and-
that he's trolling the most wanted and his mugshots for dates.
Well,
I
we
think
don't
that's
know
a
if
fantastic idea because they're current picks. All right.
Right.
So you
You
go to
also
the
know where
post
to-
office a lot?
You also know where to find them. Like they're trapped, so you can stalk them.
well, you're making an assumption that that's why he was looking at the mugshots on their website. He may not
Oh.
have been looking for a date. That may not have been his
Right.
process for
Right.
looking at the
And
mugshot.
then, Dennis, you can go to their court appearance to see what their actual personality's like before you even meet them.
See, that's
This
right.
is not a bad idea.
This could
And
be
you
all
can
part of
see
it.
what they look like in person.
Yeah.
This
I
is
can't
part of the.
believe I
You can see
cannot
how they
believe we
clean
have
up.
come full circle on this.
This is all part of the B&E app. This could be the in-person part of the B&E
No,
app.
this is the other part of the app, the
Right.
Shawshank Redemption.
Right. Meet you in person. Fine. Oh my God.
Yeah, no,
Well-
that was it. That was it. Misconnections.
Thank you, Debbie. That was quite entertaining.
That was fantastic.
If any of you are interested in connecting with any of those people, you can write Debbie at podcast@DennisGeorgeShow.com, and she will get you hooked up.
If you have a misconnection with
You're not
them,
gonna
you can
get one.
also email that one.
You can send us your misconnection.
Right.
We're
Tell
gonna
us more
ask-
about your misconnections.
We have a super question for all of you. You all get to answer this. So during the break, think about your answer. Where would you travel back in time for 24 hours? And what would you do? So where would you go? And you get to, there's no real rules, but you're going to stay there for 24 hours and then you're going to come back. So where would you
Like-
go back in time to? That's the
Is
question.
this in our life or period?
Period.
Okay.
All right. And we'll be right back with your answers.
The Dennis George Show continues after this.
Check out our YouTube channel. It's a whole new way to watch radio, where you can find each episode of our show. Just search Dennis George Show. Like us and subscribe. See you there.
Hey, this is Mitch from The Dennis George Show. If you have a question, comment, new sexual position, things I should do with Dennis's mom, or looking for a date, or even looking for a date with Dennis's mom, send us an email at podcast@DennisGeorgeShow.com. If we read your question or comment on the air, we'll send you a t-shirt. That's podcast@DennisGeorgeShow.com. And now, back to the show.
I'm going to tell you what prompted the question for me. So I started watching this TV series on Discovery Channel, I don't know, a couple years ago, which is Mysteries of Oak Island. And this is where, I don't know, they've done this for like 10 years now. This is where they're digging for treasures on Oak Island. And apparently, they have all these different clues, and they keep digging, and they keep finding stuff, and stuff that goes back to the Knights Templar, and the Freemasons, and the British who came over during the Revolutionary War. There's all these different things that they find all these artifacts from. So I was thinking to myself, this is where I would go back to. I would go back to Oak Island to solve this stupid ass mystery that has me pulled into every stupid episode. And if you've watched this show, you know exactly what I'm talking about, because every single episode is the same announcer. And here's what let's say they find a little button in the ground. This is the way the announcer does it. A button on the island? A button that they don't know where it came from? Could it be a button? Like, this is exactly the extent of the show.
Before we get into this, I want you to give us actually a more detailed history of how all this treasure got there, because I'm just kind of curious how wrong this could go.
You're pushing me. I see that. I don't know.
I
We
mean,
don't
how many of
know.
us want to see that? All
We
right?
don't know. We don't know how the treasure got there, but it isn't, and clearly something happened. Clearly something happened on this island. Obviously, there's too much stuff that's happened. There's too much digging. There's an ancient road they just found that they've uncovered with archaeologists who've come in and done. I mean, it's not half-ass. I mean, they actually have, archaeologists who've come in and are doing dig sites, and so it's real. But at the same time, it's this mystery that just keeps perpetuating itself. Now, close to 10 years, they've been doing the show, and I swear to God, I would go back in time just to figure out what the hell happened on this island, because there's too many weird things over multiple time periods for sure. So that's where I would go back to, which is
when a rocket turned around on the way to Mars, it crashed there.
Right.
And that's why rockets don't turn around anymore.
Well, that does lead us to the alien thing, because it's maybe aliens went to this island.
It's always aliens.
Always aliens.
You don't know what it is. It's an alien.
It's an alien.
With their buttons.
Yes, they have a very good sense of fashion.
That's right.
They didn't
All right,
have zippers.
All right, who wants to go first? Denny G, where would you go if you could go back in time to any point in time for 24 hours and mill around and see whatever you want to see? Where would you go?
Okay, so I got to tell you how my mind works. The very first thing is greed.
This is scary.
So the very first thing is greed. You go back in time when Apple first goes on sale, and you buy all kinds of stuff. So now
Shit ton of stock, right?
Okay, so then you think, well, that's pretty selfish. Well, it is. Shouldn't I go back somewhere in time and fix something like? And if next thing came to mind was I stopped the assassination of Kennedy.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So then can you really stop that? Because you're going back in time. Can you change time? Then I'm thinking, I don't want to change my life. I'm happy where I'm at. So maybe I'd go back a couple of shows and take out the cuss word I used.
Yeah.
I don't know.
A safe, non-changing deal.
Right.
Yeah.
Not affect too much in the world.
Right.
Anyway, so I can't come up with anything.
Huh. All right, Debbie, do you have something you would go back? Where would you go back to?
I immediately went to the assassinations or deaths that I feel in some way, shape, or form I could have prevented, and I didn't even think. I honestly didn't think anything else. Those were the first thoughts.
Do you have someone who you would it be a JFK type thing or what?
Well, actually, Lincoln would have been
Lincoln.
My first.
Now, would you watch the play, or would you just do the assassination and leave?
Well, I mean, I'd have to get a ticket to the play to get in there in the first place.
So you might as well watch it while you're there.
I will probably.
I think I would just take him to dinner.
Yeah. Well,
you don't want to go to that.
Convince him not to go to the play. I've heard it's really not that good.
Right. Listen. Stop him on
Let's
the
go
way
to
in.
dinner.
Stop him on the way in.
You have to do a botched assassination attempt on the way to the play. That way the Secret
Break
Service
his-
is like,
break
no,
his,
we're not going out tonight. All right, there's been a botched
Right.
assassination attempt. You're not going to the play tonight, Mr. Lincoln.
break his wagon tires so they can't go anywhere.
The question about the question is, are you just going to go back as a viewer, an observer, or are you going to go back and can change things? So if it's
Right.
as an observer,
Yeah.
that's a different. I could probably pick something.
Right.
Go back to the beginning of the universe, see how it started.
Right. That's a good
I
point.
would go back if I was just observing. I'd go back to the I have a dream speech. I'm not gonna lie. That's
Yeah.
one thing I think
To be there.
Maybe go back and see how you're conceived.
No.
No.
Benny G.
Oh,
Nobody wants to see that.
Too far. Oh Lord. Sam, what about you? Where would you do? Where would you go back?
I guess we should probably apologize to our mothers
and our
for that
fathers.
statement, and mothers and fathers. I think I would go back to the Maya times and see how they lived, and yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. All right. Sam, Mitch, what would you do?
I would only want to be an observer. I would not want to be sacrificed or anything like that. I just want to see.
I don't want to build one of those ruins. I'm not lifting that stone. I'm just
see how their life
we
was.
found Sam's remains on the top of Machu Picchu.
The Mayans are going to be looking at Sam going, pick up a rock for crying out loud. We're doing all the work while you're just standing there watching us.
So I've had actually like one or two thoughts. Like one of them is that, I'm actually with Sam is I would go back to the Mayans. It would definitely be one of the Aboriginal peoples, like, maybe all of them, Australia, the Americas, and teach them how to write. All right. I mean, literally teach them printing.
You
Actually,
only have 24 hours, Mitch.
not writing, but I would teach them like, the printing press, right? So that, they would then actually start, technologically advancing. The other one is actually
Could
like,
have a printing press with hieroglyphics. Is that what you're
basically,
thinking about?
yes.
We brought you a copier. Figure out where to plug it
Maybe
in.
you could show them the B&E app while you're there.
The printing app does not, the printing press does not
second
require
thought.
electricity, numbnut. This one sounds really like campy, and I apologize for it in advance. All right. I would actually like go back to like, when Jesus was around, and I would tell him like, this is all the killing that's going to happen in your name if you don't clarify things right now. All right.
But if
There are
you're an
gonna be
observer, you can't
crusades.
talk.
Oh, this one's not me being an observer. This is me being an interaction. All right. Be like, there's gonna be crusades. There's gonna be an inquisition. There's gonna be holy war. All right. There's gonna be just hatred. for
Endless
one-
war. Never
there's-
ending.
There's going to be slavery. All right.
Suddenly
you're a witch
you're
and
going to become a
burn.
saint in the Bible too. Be Saint Mitchell.
I've been called that before.
Why would you say that? Why would you do that? Why would you feed him like that? You know how this is gonna go. Why
Okay.
would
His
you do
ego
that?
is only going to get bigger.
Sorry.
My ego.
Oh, fantastic. Well, y'all.
Wait.
Okay.
Dennis, what about you?
I'd go back to that damn Oak Island thing. I'm like, I've got to figure it out.
Wait, so that's. Do you have any action one? Because that would be an observance kind of one. Do you have an action one that you would do if you could go back?
I would say Titanic.
Yeah.
I would rewrite so much history.
Iceberg.
You want to stop it or go down with it?
Stop it.
No, stop it from happening.
Stop it. Yeah.
Stop it and
I
go
don't
down.
know. I mean, there's the take advantage side of me that says let's go to when Wall Street crashed, and let's buy a shit ton of stock.
Let's
but-
short the.
No, you sell your stock before it crashes.
Be a part of the short.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. Oak Island.
Okay.
Go
I was just
kill
curious
Hitler?
if there was an action one you had. I
No.
remember the Oak Island, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I got.
All right.
Well, y'all, we had a good show, and remember, you can write us at podcast at DennisGeorgeShow.com. Sam's got an apology list for us.
Bumble, we're very sorry that we
Bumble.
harassed you, and
Yeah.
Bumble, yep. Stowaway, we're sorry that we made fun of your movie. The solar system, we're sorry that Dennis does not understand you at all. Craigslist, we're sorry that we made fun of your wonderful way
That's a
of
good tool for
connecting
people. Yeah.
Mhm. Barack Obama, Dennis.
I was not
Gotta
making fun of
apologize
them.
to
I
him.
was encouraging. I was
Mhm,
encouraging.
Sure, we're moving on.
All right.
Bowling, we're going to apologize to Bowling. There was so much that we didn't know.
For the three fingers.
Ashes.
Yeah.
We're gonna apologize to the Ashes. We didn't know that it was actually
Gritty.
bone that's falling from the sky above. Demi Lovato, we apologize. Frozen yogurt store, I am so sorry. She should not have done that.
Yeah.
Go support your local frozen yogurt store. Debbie, we're so sorry. We always have to apologize to you. Cops and robbers, we apologize. OnlyFans, we got to apologize to you because that would be a very inappropriate way to make money on cruise ships. Cracker Barrel, we're so sorry that happened in your bathroom.
That's why the floor's sticky.
And Mom and Dad, we're sorry for our reactions to going back to our birth.
That's a pretty short list, actually.
I know, no countries.
I know.
Yeah, no countries.
Country.
Only Debbie.
France came out unscathed again. Good job.
I mean, it's usually like one sex or the other is usually offended more often than not. The women are.
Right. It's true.
That's
We'll
usually my
add the
fault.
women to the apology list now.
And it's usually my fault.
Oh, well,
If it
y'all.
weren't- Mitchell, if it weren't for women, you wouldn't be here.
It's true.
Right.
Well, we
Not
had a good
wrong.
show. We will see you all next time. Thank you all. Tune in again and See you all later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Join us again next time for another edition of The Dennis George Show. Thanks for watching.